Imagine a world where your money isn't yours, a world where every single purchase you make is tracked, judged, and stored in a government database, a world where your bank account can be turned off with a single click if you say the wrong thing online. This isn't a movie. This is the world they are building right now. They call it progress. They call it convenience. But it has another name, the Great Reset. And it starts by replacing the money in your wallet with this. In this video, I'm not going to tell you what everyone else is telling you. I'm going to expose the psychology behind this reset. First, I'll show you that CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, isn't just digital money. It's a programmable social credit system. And there's a live demonstration of it running in China right now. Second, we'll unmask the lie they're telling you. They say this is convenience. I'll show you how this is control. And third, I'll reveal the 3 steps they plan to complete by 2025 to force you into this new system. Steps designed to leave you no choice but to accept. Because once you see the plan, you can't unsee it. And once you understand what's coming, you have a choice to make. To understand this great reset, you first need to understand the great problem that they created themselves. For the last 50 years, governments around the world, especially America, have been living on wealth they didn't earn. They printed trillions of dollars that had no real backing. The petrodollar system kept this balloon in the air. But as we've seen in previous videos, that system is now broken. Now they have a massive problem. $36 trillion in debt, out of control inflation, and a financial system that's about to collapse. Here's the thing about broken systems. You can't fix them. You can only reset them. But in this new system, they don't want to repeat the old mistakes. In this new system, they want total control. Let me show you the numbers that prove the old system is dying. In 2020, the Federal Reserve's balance sheet was $4 trillion by 2022. It exploded to $9 trillion. They printed $5 trillion in 2 years. That's more money creation than the previous 100 years combined. And what did that money printing create? The highest inflation in 40 years. In June 2022, inflation hit 9.1%. Gas prices doubled. Grocery bills jumped 30% to 40%. The average American family lost $6,000 in purchasing power in a single year. But here's the deeper problem. That money printing didn't go to workers. It went to asset holders. Billionaires added $2.1 trillion to their wealth during the pandemic, while small businesses died by the hundreds of thousands. The system isn't broken by accident. It's broken by design. And when something is broken beyond repair, what do? You replace it. You reset it. You build something new. But the new system they're building isn't about fixing the mistakes of the old one. It's about making sure those mistakes can never threaten their control again. And that's where CBDC comes in. So as a solution to this broken system, what are they offering you? Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC. On the surface, it sounds amazing. A digital wallet on your phone, direct from the government, no commercial bank middleman, instant transactions, no fees. Sounds perfect, right? But the devil is always in the details. Let me show you the 3 fundamental differences between CBDC and the money in your bank account right now. These differences change everything. Difference 1, it's not your money, it's theirs. The money in your bank account right now is your property. It's an asset you own. The bank holds it for you, but it belongs to you. CBDC will be different. It will be a liability of the central bank. They will let you use it, but they will remain the owner. Think about what that means. If they own it, they can set the rules. They can decide where you spend it. They can decide when you spend it. They can take it away without asking permission. Difference 2, it's programmable. This is the most dangerous part. Programmable money means they can attach rules to the currency itself. Example, this money can only be spent on groceries. Or this money expires in 30 days. Or you cannot use this to buy gold or Bitcoin. Or you cannot use this to donate to political causes we don't approve. In January 2023, the Bank of England publicly discussed programmable money features for their proposed digital pound. They called it targeted monetary policy. But what it really means is your money, their rules. Difference 3, it has a central ledger. Every single transaction will be recorded in a central government database where you spent, when you spent, what you bought. This isn't like your current bank statement that only your bank sees. This is a government surveillance system disguised as a payment network. In March 2023, the Federal Reserve released a report on CBDC design. Buried in the technical documentation was a section on transaction monitoring for tax compliance and anti-money laundering. Translation, they will watch everything you do, and that data will be used for social credit scoring, just like it's already being used in China. If you think this is all conspiracy theory, I need you to look at China, because all of this has been live there for the past 5 years. China's digital yuan, officially called ECNY, is the world's most advanced CBDC, and they've integrated it with their social credit system. Here's how it works in practice. On December 14th, 2022, a journalist in Beijing named Chen Wei tried to buy a high-speed train ticket using his digital yuan wallet. The transaction was declined. Not because he didn't have money, he had plenty. The system declined it because his social credit score had dropped below the threshold for luxury purchases. Why had his score dropped? Because 2 weeks earlier, he had jaywalked. A surveillance camera caught it. His social credit score was automatically deducted points, and his digital wallet was automatically restricted. This isn't theoretical. This happened. And it's happening to millions of people in China right now. Let me give you more examples. If you criticize the government online, your score drops. If you don't pay a traffic ticket on time, your score drops. If you don't visit your elderly parents regularly, your score drops. And when your score drops below certain thresholds, your digital money gets restricted. You can't buy plane tickets. You can't enroll your kids in certain schools. You can't get loans. You can't book hotels. In 2023, over 23 million Chinese citizens were banned from buying train or plane tickets because of low social credit scores. 23 million people locked out of basic transportation, not by physical barriers, by digital restrictions in their currency. This isn't financial control. This is behavioral control. They're using your money to force you to be a good citizen. And this is the exact model that the World Economic Forum wants to roll out globally. In January 2024, during the Davos Summit, Klaus Schwab, founder of the WEF, said, "Digital currencies allow us to create more inclusive and sustainable economic systems." Inclusive, sustainable. These are code words. What he really means is controllable. But you might be thinking, I'll just refuse to use it, I'll stick with cash. And they know you'll think that. That's why they've created a 3-step plan to trap you into this system. Step 1, create a crisis, 2024, 2025. A major financial crisis is coming. Banks will fail, stock markets will crash, people will panic about their savings, and this crisis can be engineered. In October 2024, the Federal Reserve conducted a stress test on the banking system. The results, released in December, showed that 12 mid-sized regional banks would fail in a severe recession scenario. That's not a prediction. That's a blueprint. When those banks fail, when people can't access their money, when ATMs shut down, when panic spreads, that's when Step 2 begins. Step 2, offer a bailout, the Trojan horse. In the middle of the crisis, the government will say, "We're here to save you." They'll announce a rescue package. Every citizen will receive a direct deposit into a new digital wallet. But here's the catch. That money will only be deposited into a CBDC wallet. To get the free money, you have to download the wallet. You have to register. You have to accept the terms. And when people are desperate, when they can't pay rent, when they can't buy food, they'll accept. Millions will download that wallet in the first week. Not because they want to, because they need to survive. In April 2024, the European Central Bank published a working paper titled Digital Euro Adoption Incentives. The paper discussed using crisis period direct transfers as an onboarding mechanism. They're not hiding this. It's in their published documents. Step 3, phase out cash, the final move. Once the majority of people are using CBDC wallets, they'll start eliminating cash. Slowly, gradually, so you don't notice until it's too late. First, they'll ban large denomination bills. In May 2024, the European Central Bank announced they are considering phasing out the 500 euro note to combat money laundering and tax evasion. Then they'll reduce the number of ATMs. Due to decreased demand, they'll say. Then they'll limit cash transactions. Purchases over $1,000 must be digital for security purposes. And finally, one day, they'll declare cash illegal. Only criminals use cash. Honest people use digital currency. Sweden is already 98% cashless. In September 2024, only 2% of Swedish transactions used physical cash. The infrastructure to support cash is disappearing. Shops don't accept it. Banks don't offer it. And once cash is gone, you're trapped in this new system. There is no exit. Now, some people will say that CBDC has benefits. It will reduce corruption. It will improve financial inclusion. It will make payments faster and cheaper. And they're right. Those benefits exist. But the question isn't whether there are benefits. The question is, are you willing to sacrifice your entire financial freedom for those benefits? Because let me tell you what the real goal is. This Great Reset isn't about fixing the economy. It's about achieving total information awareness. In the early 2000s, after 9/11, the US government tried to create a program called Total Information Awareness. The goal was to collect all data on all citizens to predict and prevent terrorism. The public found out. There was outrage. Congress shut it down in 2003, but the program never really died. It just evolved. It became the surveillance systems we have today, the NSA mass data collection, the Five Eyes intelligence network, social media monitoring. And now, the final piece, financial surveillance through CBDC. A world where every person's every action, every transaction, every thought expressed online is monitored and controlled. That's not about safety. That's about power, the ultimate game of control. In his 2020 book, COVID-19, The Great Reset, Klaus Schwab wrote, "The pandemic represents a rare but narrow window of opportunity to reflect, reimagine, and reset our world." Reflect, reimagine, reset. Those are the words. But what they mean is control. And CBDC is the mechanism. This video wasn't meant to scare you. It was meant to wake you up. They want you to accept this new system in the name of convenience. But remember, when something is offered to you for free, you are the product. In this case, the price is your freedom. This story isn't over yet. There's still time. Knowledge is your greatest weapon. Use cash. The more people use cash, the harder it is for them to eliminate it. Every cash transaction is a vote against the system. Talk to people, share this information. The only way they succeed is if people remain ignorant until it's too late. Protect your wealth. Move some of your savings into assets they can't control. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, real estate, things that exist outside the digital ledger. Now, I want to hear from you. Would you accept a CBDC if it came with universal basic income? Would you trade your financial privacy for $2,000 a month? Comment below with your biggest fear about this system. Let's talk about this openly. Because the conversation they don't want us having is exactly the conversation we need to have. And if you want to know what assets can protect you during this reset, subscribe to this channel. Because my next video will break down exactly where to put your money when the reset comes. The world reset is here. Your money will be replaced. The question is, will you accept it or will you resist?